So, what's the difference between biblical Christianity and Mormonism? Hi, and welcome to Faith in Front. Today, we just want to quickly address some key differences between biblical Christianity and Mormonism. And let me say this up front. The purpose of this is not to be mean-spirited towards Mormons. To be honest, every encounter that I've had with a Mormon has been like really nice. I mean, they are some of the nicest people when you talk, if you ever have a dialogue with a Mormon. So it would be wrong of me to be mean-spirited towards Mormons. They're some of the nicest people. I believe God does love everybody. He wants a relationship with everybody. But we should know the differences in what we believe. Yes, there are non-essential differences, and then there are differences that are important. We call those the essentials. And there are essential differences. You have to be careful because we use a lot of the same terms, but different definitions. Mormons talk about God. They talk about Jesus. They talk about man. They talk about the church. We talk about all that, right? But what do they mean when it comes to the nature of God, Jesus, man? What do they mean? Because I think we make a mistake a lot of times because we'll hear someone say something similar to what we say, and we'll go, oh yeah, we're all on the same page. But that's not true. So this is really just so you know the difference. I mean, it's really nothing more than that. It's not to be attacking towards Mormons. It's just to say, hey, these are some differences when it comes to what's in the Bible and what Mormons believe, because they accept the Bible, but they also have their Book of Mormons that came about in 1820. Joseph Smith is their founder. He had a dream or vision, and there were gold plates, and what was given to him ended up becoming the Book of Mormons, and he's their founder. Started in 1830. So let's just get into some differences quick. Okay, so what about God? Well, they believe that God was once a man, once a mortal man, passed through a school of earthly life. When you look at Milton Hunter, okay, he says that God, the eternal Father, was once a mortal man who passed through a school of earth life similar to that through which we are now passing. Okay, he became God. This is what they believe about God, that God was once a man. Okay, now we know in Scripture that's not what Scripture teaches. Hosea 11:9 say God is not a man. Okay. John 4:24, God is spirit. Okay. Luke 24:39, no flesh and bones. Okay. He is the invisible God according to Colossians 1:15, not like material things. Okay. So we see this difference, but they do believe that God was once a man, and that we can even evolve to being gods. And so there's some type of eternal, it's almost like unending men that will become God. That's an interesting concept. They believe that, sort of like Jehovah's Witnesses, that Jesus was created, that he's a created being, that he became God over a period of time. It says they say here that Jesus progressed by obedience and devotion to the truth in the spirit world until he became a God. I'm wondering, what is this truth in the spirit world that he was obedient to? This allegedly took eons of time prior to his incarnation. Jesus was the Jehovah of the Old Testament. The Father, a separate God, was Elohim. This is just what they believe. So some primary differences when it comes to, we just saw that with God, they believe that God was once a man that became God. Okay. When it comes to Christ, we believe that he's eternal. They don't believe that he's eternal. We believe that he's uncreated. They believe that he is procreated. We believe that he is a unique son of God. They actually believe that he is the brother of Satan. Okay. Now we know that in John chapter 1, we learn that nothing that has been made was made by God, by Jesus. Nothing that has been made was made by Jesus. Okay, so Jesus can't make himself. Okay, but we know that Lucifer is a created being, and we know that all things were created by Jesus. Okay, we believe that, as it says, Jesus says, I and the Father are one. They believe they're separate. They don't really believe in a Trinity. It's like more of a tritheism, like they are actually three separate gods. Okay, they believe that there are actually innumerable gods in the universe. Humans are God in embryo form. That's interesting. Okay, every human being has the potential to become exalted to godhood. Okay, and this is according to Brigham Young, a Mormon. Okay, the Lord created you and me for the purpose of becoming gods like himself, to become gods like unto our Father in heaven. Okay, so we see this interesting thing. Okay, now when you look at Isaiah 43:10, it says, before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. So this whole thing of humans becoming God, that definitely goes against Isaiah 43:10. Okay, before and after are absolute terms, no exceptions. Okay, no is emphatic. Okay, there is one and only one deity. Okay, so this means that humans, we can't become God. Okay, and these are some things that they believe. Okay, they do believe that salvation, Jesus' atonement on the cross was not enough, that we have to somewhat continue to be obedient. So it's more of a works gospel when it comes to Mormons, and these are key, because we believe, like as it says in Ephesians 2:8-9, we are saved by grace through faith, not of ourselves, no, not of works, so that no man can boast. Okay, it's not of works. Okay, but these are some differences between what biblical Christianity teaches and what Mormons teach. And like I say, this is just so you know. This is just to put it out there. And if you're having a dialogue with someone who's a Mormon, you'll kind of have some insight on what they believe about God. They believe he was a man first. What do they believe about Jesus? They believe that Jesus was created and he just was obedient to something until he became a God. Okay, they believe, and when it comes to man, that we can become gods. These are things that they believe when it comes to God and man and Jesus. These are things that they hold to, and they are quite different from what we find in Scripture. So, like I said, this was not to be attacking towards Mormons, to be mean. It's just so that we know the difference. You have to know what people are saying when they say what they say, especially when they use the same language and the same words. So, hope this has been helpful. If so, please like and subscribe. Share with someone else if this has been helpful to you. As usual, keep your faith in front.